but look at this freaking beautiful S13 with like a custom two-wheeler manifold. What's the deal, y'all? ZD5 Jew, got my girl right here, and my boy is just now pulling up. We are actually on our way to Tuner Evo, so we will catch you guys there if you are there. Uber has arrived. I was telling this fool, if you try to grab like the little silver thing, it's gonna go down. He doesn't want to do it. Right. No, because there's Alright, so now is actually the perfect time to vlog since they turn off the music. But look at this freaking beautiful S13, bro. My boy Davion will be going nuts right now. Look at this thing, it's so freaking clean in here. I like a simple interior. You guys know me. Status racing seats, and then we also have the 2JZ with like a custom two-wheeler manifold. That's pretty sick. That's dope though. This thing is crazy, bro. We saw this car over here, and it looks like literally, it looks like sandpaper. And I was telling them like I kind of want to touch it, but they have these samples up here. We can like touch this, but it's actually surprising. It's pretty soft, so I don't know. My boy is intrigued. Look at him, look. Just like that, we are pulling up to the house. Shout out to my boy for driving us all the way up. And if you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
We have the 2JZ here, of course, with the 370Z. I feel like there's a few things I need to catch you guys up on, so let me do that right now. The first thing is, you might have noticed that in the last couple of videos, I was doing something with my core support. Pretty much what I had to do, I had to make some mounts for my new tucked radiator setup. And the funny thing is about this radiator setup, it's actually not supposed to be a tucked radiator setup. It does have little dials at the top to where, you know, you would put a little tab on top to where the radiator would sit down in it. But I made it to where it actually sits in there super nice. It's super flush. And the cool thing is, this thing is not moving at all. So it's fully mounted. I did cut out a little tab here so I can, you know, twist off my cap when I need it. But this thing is fully mounted. I can now mount my fans to the back. And another thing about that, I do have the fans over here. I didn't go ahead and test fit that yet. Just kind of waiting for right now. No really rush on that. The biggest thing was just kind of mounting it in here. So I'm super glad and happy that that fit really, really well. It looks super sleek too. Like, you know, it looks like it's supposed to be there, and that's what's really cool about it. The only thing is, since it is not technically for this car, there is a little bit of spacing on each side, but I think later on what I'm gonna end up doing is just kind of make some type of ducting, so that way, you know, all of the air that is coming in will channel directly through the radiator and the fans and the engine, all that stuff. So that's gonna be that. The next thing you see, I have a huge project on my hands, of course. I did take off my power steering pulley right here. And the main reason is because on this power steering pump, there's two fittings. So there's one that goes here where this towel is, and then there is another one right here. This one is taken care of. I have a Powerhouse Racing fitting right here that will go to, you know, the power steering rack. And then this one, on the other hand, had a weird looking fitting that pretty much was just annoying, and it was actually hitting the throttle body. So I had to take that out because I want to run an AN line. So it's just easier, you know, accessibility wise, and obviously just clearance wise as well. So I just have that in there so it doesn't leak. But I'm trying to figure out the size on that, so that's why this is off. So once that's figured out, I can go ahead and slap that back on. The next thing we are working on is putting my ATI super damper on. So the new crank pulley, we will no longer be using this. One of the main reasons why you would want to run something like this as opposed to the factory one is just because there's rubber in here. So as the engine is on and you're revving the engine higher than it's intended to, you know, with all these aftermarket parts and stuff like that, just the vibrations of the engine could, basically this could technically, you know, disintegrate as you're driving and stuff like that, doing two-step, anything like that. So all of that vibration, this doesn't really know how to handle that well, but just because it's not designed to do that. Funny story about this, one of you guys commented on one of the last videos and were saying like, oh, I hope you're not planning to run the factory pulley. And I told him I was. I just wanted to, you know, just get the engine running and eventually upgrade it. But he was like, oh man, like, I'm telling you, don't do it, blah, blah, blah. So here we are, now have the ATI super damper. So got that, and it looks like it's pretty easy. Just take this off, and there's like a little Woodruff key right here. I don't know if you can kind of see the little keyway. We'll go ahead and put that on. Only goes on one way, and then once that is on, we'll go ahead and throw the new crank bolt through here, tighten it down. Then we can actually install this onto there. Let's go ahead and do that now, and I'll show you the end result of what it looks like. I guess before I show you that, I didn't really show you guys too much in depth of like what this thing looks like inside. So you have all your bolts in here as far as the new bell housing, and then now on the side you do have a small gap, which is normal. This is very normal, but there is a gasket in between the bell housing in here to where this is mated up. So even if dirt was getting in here, it wouldn't matter because it can't go anywhere but, you know, in here and out. So that's gonna be that setup. Just waiting on like the clutch fork, the slave cylinder, just stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you that. I just kind of realized I didn't really show you guys too much as far as the end result of that. But this was a really cool DIY thing that me and my boy did, and I've never done anything like this before. So this was a really cool learning experience for myself. And I hope for you guys as well. We do have a couple parts for sale too, just to mention them. This is for a 2JZ GTE. This is basically like an oil filter relocation kit. So this essentially would go onto the engine where my other oil filter relocation kit is. This one would just go there. The only difference between this and that one, this one just basically allows me to run sensors. So I don't know if you guys can see on the bottom, I have like my oil temp, and I think the top one is oil pressure. This one is basically the same thing as that, just doesn't have anything for sensors. So this one, you can run your oil filter remotely, or you can just run an oil cooler. Like, you can do it however you want to do it, but that's gonna be that part. The part I will be selling is a brand new clutch and flywheel setup. Brand new, never been used, 10 out of 10, I know what I have. I'm just kidding, guys. Okay, now with all that being said, let's go ahead and get to installing the new crank pulley, and let's see what it looks like. Have the new crank pulley on there, fully installed. The only thing I need to do, I'm still waiting on my new crank bolt to come in the mail, because you can see this one is pretty abused. It's just how it was when I got the 2JZ, but that is fully installed. That is completely done. I'm picking up something super important for this car and for this engine here in the next video, so stick around and make sure you watch the next video and stay tuned to that, because you guys are going to be like, what the heck did you just buy? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.